All right. So a couple months back, I posted a TikTok video saying singers duet this. And it was just a little bit of a riff of me playing something on the guitar. And one of my friends reached out and he was like, man, we got to finish this. And he wrote an entire song to it. And it is absolutely brilliant. So we've been kind of doing some co-writing sessions back and forth. And it's at the point where it needs to start getting produced. So today I'm going to produce an indie folk song from scratch. Anyone can do this from their bedroom. Let's get started. So basically this all started with that intro that I was just talking about on the guitar. So I'm going to show you that and then we're going to record it. So here's the intro. It's kind of like Hosier inspired. Something like that, but without mistakes. So I'm going to record that. I'll double track it and we'll start putting the song together. To keep me in time here, I'm going to throw down some drums. They will not be used, but I need something to keep me in time here. So, all right. Let's finally do this. After 20 minutes of messing around with BPMs, I'm ready. I told myself this one's going to be a quick one. It never is. By the way, this song is an absolute banger. It's going to be so good. I'm so pumped for it. All right, there's definitely something. We got to get something going here. So maybe some reverb. Let's see what happens if we throw some reverb. Just throw it right on the track. We want to give the assumption that you're in like some sort of space. I just want it to feel like some sort of emotion. And adding a reverb kind of makes you feel like you're in a kind of like a space, like a big space. I want like some sort of mountains or, I want some people to imagine that. And I might actually, now that I say that, put some outside ambiance in the background. So let's try this, like outside nature on our friend Splice. So this is perfect. Like I want it to feel like you're waking up in the morning and you just open the door or the curtains and then you're in the mountains and you're just like in a very chill space. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So basically we have this intro. We got a very slow verse and then we're going to up the tempo for a quicker, kind of more folkier anthem type song. So I'm just going to record the guitars up until that point where it stops and then we start going in with the quick guitar. So I'll record all that. We'll add some stuff around there and then we'll get into the real folky stomp and holler type stuff. So I'm just going to record this all at once so you can kind of get that feel of the dynamics and so it sounds really nice. Okay, so that took an hour to get 2 guitar parts and the intro. It's good so far. So let's like make this better because obviously we're missing some elements here. So one thing I'm thinking is maybe we try and just like make a little bit of a pad here. I wonder if I throw on guitar rig. Let's try something actually before we get anywhere. So with this guitar rig preset here, acoustic shimmer, it actually sounds a lot better, but the reverb doesn't sound the greatest. So if we want a nice reverb, we'll have to run it to another bus probably. So basically all right, I think that's sounding a lot better than what we had. Like I said, I just wanted to get this recorded and then we're kind of doctor it up later. So I think that's sounding good. I like the reverb. It's not too overwhelming. It is controlled a little bit here by this bus. Now I'd like to make a pad. So let's try and make a pad, but I'm going to make it with the guitar. I've been liking kind of doing that because you have a little bit more control of what it sounds like. So I'm just going to strum this guitar lightly here. And then basically I'll just go in and add some effects and make it sound like a pad. Obviously, this sounds like crap if we use this, but let's add some effects here. So I know the one guitar rig preset sounds decent sometimes. It's called Padulation. Let's try that. That actually doesn't sound bad. So let's do a chroma verb, maybe. Let's do like a long decay, wet 100, dry 0. Let's make like a smooth space. See what happens. Okay, so I'm thinking like I want to keep this relatively simple. Obviously, I'm going to send this to Pat and see what he thinks. The vocals are going to drive this quite a bit. This part, anyways, the instruments, well, the vocals are going to drive most of this because they're so good. But the instruments obviously are going to drive the second part of this song after this little verse here. So I'm going to try and keep it simple, but I do want to add another part. So like the dynamics do change a little bit on the second half. He's kind of like singing it chill, and then he goes like, "No, I wake up each morning like a second chance." I want to put like a violin or like something in there that like adds to the dynamics and just like flows this song a little better and like builds it up a little bit, but not a lot, because this isn't a build up section, but I just want it to like come in and sound nice. So I could add like a little violin and maybe even like a bass. Okay, so the violins sound half decent there. I kind of just altered, or I just transposed each of them. Probably not the best way to do this, but it sounds good. And this is kind of vocal driven, so it's going to be more in the background. Okay, I'm going to see if bass sounds good here. It might not, but that's the whole point of producing, is trial and error. So I wake up each morning like a second chance. Stop worrying about the change in me. Started breathing fresh air. Oh. Okay, after a painful amount of time trying to learn the bass on that, and it's the most generic bass line, I think, world record holder, but I did manage to figure it out. One other thing I have to say is, Pat, you are an unbelievable songwriter. The song is so good. I'm just, the whole time, it's just like a dopamine rush. Like every time I go through and sing it, it's crazy. It's so good. And the production on it is going to be even better. So my camera's dying. That was a ridiculous amount of time to do a ridiculously little amount of work. But I will be back tomorrow to hopefully get a little bit more done here. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. So the only thing missing would be to fill in these spaces here where the guitar kind of cuts out at the end of each verse section. So we can go instrument or potentially vocal. I might just for quickly see if a pedal steel guitar sounds good on that. And then for the second half of this, I might do like a little bit of a sweep or something into that. Like just a chill sweep. See what we got. Not bad. That's probably perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, now I'd say that's like probably 95% there, other than maybe a few extra tweaks on this later. But I'm going to move into the kind of upbeat section of this song now. So I just got to see where we're going to come in, because we need to do a tempo change. I noticed when we were writing it, we were just playing it as per usual, but when I was actually trying to kind of dial in a BPM, I was like, oh, these are different tempos, the intro. And when we come in with the kind of heavier guitars, upbeat kind of style. So I got to do a tempo change, but I got to find out where we're going to come in. So kind of bear with me. I'm putting my vocals in here just very, very rough, just so I have an idea of what it sounds like. One thing I would like to do, there's this pad here. I want to automate it so it's kind of building up to the end here. All my life. Woo! And maybe we'll put like a sweep in there or something. All my life. Woo! And then we'll just reverse the sweep. Bring down the gain a little bit. Woo! And then we got to make this transition good. What I might do is just record some guitars here just to see what it sounds like. because we want it to sound big when everything comes in. So I might record the acoustic guitars on this and then mess with the transition because it's very hard to hear what it sounds like. So basically going to come in with like, we say woo, and then we'll do the oh, oh. Do that twice and then get into the first verse. So, but it's going to be big sounding. And the hey ho's, I think, might be a little bit bigger than the verse. So it's going to be like all in right here. Okay, so for here, when we come in with the guitars, we're going to change the tempo. So we're going to go from 140 down to 115. And then I'm just going to probably do a new drum track here as well, just so I could stay in time. I might just toss in a little like kick. Let's go stomp and holler. I'm gonna toss this little transition in here. I've used this on a few songs. Woo! Okay, let's throw a tambourine in there. For some reason, the drums that I'm making and the drums that I recorded on the Logic kit aren't lining up. Like the drums with the Logic kit are lining up with the guitar, but the drums I'm making aren't. And it's so weird because everything is the same. So I might replay the guitars to whatever I make. Let's toss a clap in there. Woo! All right, let's record some claps. Just toss like a room reverb on it. Probably do like a little generic bass line. I don't think the bass lines are too crazy in these songs. However, they do have some tuned guitars. Woo! Yeah, it sounds good. Obviously, we got to play with some dynamics, like some of the pauses in there. We got to mess around with the drums, take the drums out and like make some changes. But like as for a structure, we're looking pretty good here. Definitely want to add some more things. Basically, when we come in here, we're going to do a bunch of hey-ho's. We want all the instruments that are going to be on the chorus here in this section after. Woo! It's definitely lacking some stuff right now. So let's mess with the banjo. Woo! That's a good picking exercise. Let's pan these left and right. I'm also going to add a ride cymbal on this to just fill out the frequency spectrum a little bit. Do like a little sweep into the verse. What if I want to get like another layer in there that's higher? Could do electric. Let's try something. Quick preset. Just throw like a ton of reverb on. Other than that, it's probably it for today because my camera's going to die. All right, we are back. It's another day. So I'm looking to get the vocals from Pat, and I had to send him some of the project, and I didn't have time to record. So I kind of went ahead and just kind of structured the whole track. I didn't really add anything at all, but I put everything together into a track. So basically what we have here, we got this little slow intro section, which comes into like the upbeat introduction, which I was going to do hey-ohs there, but we're just going to keep that an instrumental. I might add like a guitar or something in there. And then we go right into the verse. So basically, after this introduction here, we kind of do like a slow, no instruments. So I'll show you here. and basically Pat will be singing here, and we're gonna build it up into the chorus, I guess. So I also added, like, I remember before I had drums kind of throughout this whole thing, but sections where the guitar is just strummed out, we want to get rid of all those drums. So like this section here. So I just basically went through, I copied and pasted everything, and just kind of made some dynamics. Because like if you're just doing the drums the whole time, it's not going to be very dynamic. And you want there to be like lower points in the song and then upper points, and you just kind of want it to be like a good song, right? So you want to have some dynamics. So that's basically kind of what I did. The only additional thing I did add that I didn't show you guys is these little stomps. So if you type in boots and claps on Splice, there's tons of presets on here, like these stomps. You find them in like a lot of folk songs. So I added those throughout, and you'll hear it when I do like the final playthrough and stuff, but just kind of makes it folkier, kind of gives it a little bit of punch. But that's kind of where we're at right now. I didn't do anything much, just basically copied and pasted things over and just kind of, made it into a song so Pat has something to record to. So basically what I might do next here is add like a little banjo, not an actual me playing banjo, but like a synth banjo. So you guys that don't have banjos can see how to put a banjo in your song. So this is by Auditory Labs. It's called Banjo V3. There's also a free version by Reflect Audio called Yojo. Not as good, but if you want a banjo, a lot of the times they're in the background too, so you might not really hear the difference. But those are two plugins you can use if you don't have a banjo, because I know a lot of you probably don't have one. But let's put a banjo in this like pre-chorus section. So basically on this pre-chorus, we're gonna come in and it's like a really catchy vocal. So it's like, I wanna make you another empty promise. This time I'm being honest, I'm much more than I once was. I think it's missing something, because we kind of have these drums throughout this whole section. So I wanted to add some sort of something, and I'm thinking like a banjo would be the play here. I'm going to mess around with some banjo melodies, and then I will show you kind of what I made at the end here. What I've done here is with this banjo, here's what it sounds like with the MIDI. Which kind of sounds terrible like that, but basically I just added like an echo, and then I also added a space designer, and then I just cut out the lows and most of the highs. Like it sounds a lot better, I guess, in the mix. So in the mix, it sounds like... Just a little added thing. I'm not sure if I'll keep that in there, but I do like that melody. And it doesn't really sound like a banjo, but I think that sounds cool. So that'll be nice for the pre-chorus. One thing I might mess around with, maybe like a ukulele on the chorus, just to add some like highs and like fill out that frequency spectrum a little bit. I'm going to try that. It may not work, but it might just be like one of those things that this song could need. So I'm just going to mess around with some melodies. That's sick. To get that sound, I just put this about 12 inches away from the mic, recorded in, and I didn't record. If it was a little bit too much high end when I was recording with my pick, so I just didn't use a pick, and I just strummed with my fingers, and I just held the same chord. So that actually adds a really nice layer. Ukuleles are awesome. If you don't have one, just buy one. It's like, this thing was $75. It's a Denver ukulele. Probably in my college years spent $75 at a bar in a night. Maybe take a night off and go buy one. Okay, now what I want to do is add a nice guitar. After the slow section, like the whole intro / first verse, we come in with that big upbeat sound. The tempo changes, it's faster. Right now it just sounds like it's missing something, so I'm thinking of adding like a guitar lead. So to get that sound, I'm recording this on my Fender Stratocaster. It's just directly inputted into my Focusrite Claret 8 pre. I'm using Guitar Rig Basic Chicago preset, and my pickup is on the second pickup switch. So it would be the neck and the middle pickup. So it gives you that like twangier sound. Okay, so we may add that guitar. We may not. I'm going to come back to that like tomorrow and see if I like it. That's kind of how I gauge things, is like if I like it the next day. Right, Winnie? Come here. Come say hi. You haven't been in a few videos yet. Come here. In a while. Come here. Oh, yes, there you are. You're being good. You're being a very good girl. She actually just loves coming in here and laying next to me, and it's actually funny. Pat hasn't sent me the vocals yet, so what I might do is just record the layers before he sends me the vocals, which is a little bit of a gamble because if they don't line up with the vocals, that's not good. But there are some sections where it's like there's only one way to do it. So I'm going to record those and we'll kind of see how it goes. So first up, we're going to do the chorus. So basically on the chorus, he's doing these things and I'll kind of sing it. I hope I don't butcher it, but I give it all, lover, I've been waiting for so long. I give it all. So those, I give it all, we're going to record those because that's going to be like a main part of the chorus. And that's something that he can't really change. So let's record some stacks on those and see what that sounds like. I also did something cool here that I forgot to mention. So basically we got the chorus and then we come in with the hey-ohs, like the classic indie folk song, doing some hey-ohs. Well, before we come in with the hey-ohs, I basically kind of stopped. Like the bar should come in, I believe, right here. But I built it up so there's like a little pause and then it comes back in. So I'll show you that. That's kind of cool. And then I put like a little impact here with those impacts. I could probably add a few more so it like hits a little bit harder, but so yeah, it's basically he'll go like a missing piece all along. Hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. Something like that. And then the hey-ohs will be like gang vocals. Just going to do a bunch where it's just the normal I give it all. The first bunch I'm just going to record like the normal way it's sung. And then we'll get into some harmony, some like different like, I give it all. And then like just different sounds. I give it all. I give it all. I give it all. I give it all. So now I'm going to do like, I give it all. I give it all. I give it all. Now I'm going to do like, I give it all. I'm going to yell it. I give it all. I give it all. I give it all. Now I'm just going to do like, I give it all. Just to get like a higher harmony. I give it all. I give it all. Okay, now let's do some like backed up from the mic to get those like gang style vocals in. Maybe like, I give it all. 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 Okay, so here's what they all sound like all together so far. I give it all. I give it all. I give it all. I give it all. Okay, I'm not sure what else I can really do here until I get the vocals. I kind of jumped the gun here. I should have waited to do this session. Probably going to call it for this session here. I'm going to do one more quick session putting Pat's vocals and then some of my layers on. Other than that, I think it's at a point where it's like really good. And yeah, we'll see you in the next session. Okay, so Pat just sent me his vocals here. I kind of organized them. There's one issue with the recording. I got to let him know because I didn't catch it the first time he sent it to me. But if you can hear.
God almighty, were the trees this green before we up and left from started sipping this?
There's a little bit of like some sort of hissing or feedback. So I got to see if I could get him to correct that. I think that's pretty tough to get rid of in post. I got to ask my mixing engineer, but yeah, the vocals, unbelievable. I was like, yeah, I'm going to melodyne them and that. I'm like, I don't even need to pitch correct them. Like, I think once I'm done and like, obviously once we're done everything, I'll go through and just like fine tune a few specific areas that might be like just slightly out, but man, Pat is like an unbelievable vocalist. Wow, so good. So I'm going to start with those little dynamic parts I was talking about on the verses. So like right here,
Around him well, I still hear her, yeah.
just going to throw down a ton of layers here and kind of see what happens.
I still hear her, yeah. 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 I still hear her. Well, I still hear her, yeah.
I wonder if we do like a yeah right on when he says the yeah.
I still hear her, yeah. I still hear her in my head.
Okay, so on their own, these aren't really tuned yet, but this is the background vocals that I made.
I still hear ya. You'll regret this, boy.
Nothing too crazy. It just kind of adds a little bit. All right, and last, I'm going to add some hey-ohs in here, which should add a nice little piece at the end here for layers. I'm not going to go too hard on the hey-ohs, but yeah, we'll get it sounding all right.
Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh.
Oh, yeah, she's looking to jump up. Oh, yeah, okay, hello. Yeah, you're a lap dog. Okay, we know.
Okay, so I think we're at a half decent point here. Obviously, the rest of the song has to be produced, but I'm going to do a final playthrough and I'll give my final thoughts afterwards. One thing before I do the final playthrough, there are some issues with the vocal recording, so I'm going to see if Pat can fix those. But yeah, here's the final playthrough.
God almighty, were the trees this green before we up and left from started sipping this sweet good love? Oh, I can't leave home is by your side. A spoiled runner full of broken dreams. No, I just couldn't keep up chasing all the wrong things. No, I wasn't loving, no. Can call it running, so now I wake up each morning like a second chance. Stopped worrying about the changing leaves, started breathing fresh air. No, as the sunset blew me away again last night. Chased her naked through the kitchen. We were happy. Where has that been all my life? All my life. Came and helped me from the ground that night. Oh, I was bug-eyed neath the fall street lights, and lover I had never felt so tired. You held me down till I came around, and well, I still hear her, yeah. I still hear her in my head saying, you'll regret this, boy, but you remind me there's life left. So I won't make you another empty promise. This time I'm being honest, I'm more than I once was. Feel my heart falling, birth the cash and I'm all in. Running for the coming, I'll still be here in the morning. But I'll give it all. Lover, I've been waiting for so long. I'll give it all. After all of these miles that we've run, you were the missing piece all along. Hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. You were the missing piece all along. Hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. You were the missing piece all along.
Okay, I am pretty pumped with how this is sounding. Obviously, number one, it's not fully produced. Like I said, I didn't want to, fully produce the song and kind of show the entire track before it's released. So, we got up to the first chorus, which is, all the main points and instruments of the song. And I also need to send this to Pat to see what he thinks of it. So far, the instrumental that I've sent him already, he likes, but when the vocals are added in, that could change things, like some of the stacks that I put on there. But I'm basically just going to book a call with Pat and say, hey, what do you want taken out? What do you want to stay? Do you want anything added, kind of thing? And then I can change anything that he wants. Obviously, this is unmixed as well. We're going to send it away to a mixing engineer to get it mixed and mastered. So everything's going to work together a little bit better. Sonically, it's not perfect. Like I've said in previous videos, this is more of the creative process, not the mixing process. But, this is how you produce one of these songs. Next step would be to get it, either mix it yourself or send it away to a mixing engineer. And then obviously, as I mentioned before too, sounds like there's something going on with some static in his vocals. I'll probably either get my mixing engineer to get rid of that or get him to do a few more takes, get rid of that hissing noise. Anyways, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this process. I'm really pumped for this track. Pat is a brilliant songwriter and singer. He's just getting started, so watch out for him. Go follow him on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. Check out his music. I promise you won't be disappointed. He's got tons of music coming out this year. And yeah, that's it. If you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button. It'd be hugely appreciated. Thank you everyone for all the positive comments and just really motivating me to keep going. I'm having a lot of fun with this, so I got so many more videos to come. And I'd like to know in the comments, what style of song should I produce next? We'll see you in the next one.
Hey, hey, oh.